So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use a workaround or a hack in make.com to test uh, flows that are triggered with a webhook without actually having to wait around for that webhook to fire. So in this example, this is a very simple automation that I recently built where it's basically taking instantly replies. So instantly is a cold email sending platform, and I set up this webhook so when a reply comes in via instantly, we're sending a webhook and then using a ChatGPT module to analyze the reply. And we're basically just filtering and forwarding positive replies, or at least replies that could potentially be positive. And so in this scenario, in building it and in looking to test it, I didn't actually want to wait around for this webhook to fire and for an instantly reply to come through to make sure that it was firing appropriately at each stage of the flow. And so what I found was that you can actually use the set variables and parse JSON modules as like a workaround or a hack. And so basically, you just unlink this instantly webhook and in any of the fields that we're pulling in through instantly and using in these modules in the subsequent modules, we're basically using a set multiple variables module to essentially inflate the flow with the same types of data that we can use to send through the flow. And so in this case, I'm just giving it a JSON string or JavaScript object notation. And so this is going to be the example data that I'll plug in into those subsequent modules for testing. And so after the set multiple variables, I use this parse JSON. And so that basically when it runs, instead of having this string, you'll actually get those items individually. And so this is basically the data that I'll plug into any subsequent modules in order to actually go ahead and test this. So I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So I'll put in all the exemplars and the prompts needed for the GPT module to fire correctly. And then at the very bottom here, whereas I was using this instantly webhook, right? So I'll show you in the original flow, it says like one dot reply text. Yeah. And so instead, I'm just pumping in the same types of variables here, parsing that JSON so that they're readable in text, and then plugging that reply text that we pumped into the set multiple, or rather the parse JSON, and we're just using that right here so that it goes through the flow with the same exact data that we'll be pulling in the actual scenario using the instantly webhook. And so you can actually see the same thing here. So we're using that 10 reply subject to that parse JSON. And again, when you finish testing and you have it the way that you want the flow to be, you just go in here and you'd replace them with the instantly data items. And so by using the set multiple variables in the parse JSON modules, you can give the flow similar data in the same structure that you'd be pulling from the webhook, and that way you can test at each stage of the scenario without having to actually wait around for that webhook to actually fire in real time. So hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.